because in the event that the patient is about to be admitted, there's a new patient, there's a patient who is being transferred from one department to the other. Okay, those are some of the instances or situation that you are instructed to change or to prepare the bed. Okay, so for bed making, the purpose of bed making is to making the patients feel comfortable. Okay, for relaxation and also getting rid or preventing infection. Okay, from the linens that has been used by the patient. So types of bed making, we have two: occupied and occupied, from the word unoccupied, no occupancy, so there is no patient lying on the bed. So under this unoccupied bed, we have two types. We have the open and the closed. Later I'll show you how what's the difference between the two. So the other one is occupied bed. So occupied bed, from the word occupancy, so there is patient occupying the bed. So you are changing the linens. First is without the patient. You're changing the linens and preparing the bed. Second is with the patient. Okay? So that's the two types of bed making. Then under these two types, there are linens that are used in order to change the existing ones. So there are 6. So you started with your bottom sheet. So bottom sheet, basically, okay? Bottom sheet is, when you fold it, by the way, when you fold, it should be folded according to its sequence or chronological order, or arranged in a chronological or in order. So what's on the top should be the first one to be spread, okay, on the bed or on the mattress. Okay, so the first linens to be spread is the bottom sheet. Okay, so basically the bottom sheet here, it comes into two forms. It's either the flat without the garter and the fitted one. Okay, so what we're using now is the fitted one that will be easy for us to tuck in. Alright, so that's bottom sheet. What's the purpose of the bottom sheet? Because it's the first one to be spread on the mattress. Mattress is the foam, okay? So the reason for why you are putting a bottom sheet is to cover the mattress. Right? To cover the mattress, to prevent irritation from the patient's skin. Okay? From that mattress itself. Then after the bottom sheet is your rubber sheet, or what we call your Macintosh. So ideally, it is like a rubber, but because we don't have that exact thing, we just use this pad as a rubber sheet. So why it is being spread? So it is being spread at the middle, on the buttocks part of the patient's body, because it will serve an absorption. It will absorb all liquids from the patient's body. Think of anything, think of any liquids, secretions, eliminations, poo-poo, wee-wee, okay, sweat, okay, blood, whatever, okay? So that's rubber sheet, to absorb all those liquids from the patient's body. And because this is a rubber, and it may cause irritation to the skin of the patient, there's something should be placed on top of the rubber sheet to cover the rubber sheet. And what is that linen called? Cotton draw sheet. Cotton draw sheet is used to cover the rubber sheet to prevent skin irritation from the rubber. And together with the rubber sheet, this will also absorb, together with the rubber sheet, liquids from the patient's body, or any liquids from the patient's body. That's your what? Cotton draw sheet. Then, after putting the first 3 sheets, bottom, rubber, and the draw, then you are about to put on top the top sheet. The top sheet, basically, this will cover the patient once the patient will go inside. Okay? So the top sheet, the support linen, this is the white sheet here. This is the top sheet. Again, the purpose of the top sheet is to cover the patient. Okay? To cover the patient and to provide warmth, okay, to the patient. And because the top sheet is mostly they're thin, and it cannot give, like, full warmth to your patient. So you need to have something to add more warmth to your patient, and that's you need your blanket. Okay? Blanket is used to provide additional warmth to your patient on top of your top sheet. Okay? And then the last linen or sheet is your pillowcase. Basically to cover the pillow. Okay? Because you're changing the pillow case. Okay? That's the last one. Okay? So again, how many? 6. It's the pillowcase. I failed to put pillowcase as a 6. Okay, sorry. That's the last linen. Okay, again, it should be arranged in chronological order or in order of how it's being spread. The first one to be spread is on top, is be folded and placed on top of the fold. We're good? Okay. So let's now go to our unoccupied bed. So unoccupied bed comes into 2 forms, open and closed bed. When are you going to do your open bed, unoccupied bed? Okay? So unoccupied bed is being instructed by your what? Your supervisor. Okay, because basically there is no patient. You start by checking the instructions from your nurses. Because you cannot read the chart. You cannot read any order. Because no patient. This unoccupied bed making, if we're doing it, if the patient is already waiting from the emergency room, from the OPD, and is about to be admitted. That's why your nursing supervisor will receive a call from the ER, from the OPD, that, okay, Roger, please prepare 1 bed for us because there's 1 patient and just waiting here in the ER. Then if you are Roger, if you are the supervisor, you tell Francesca, please prepare room number 1. Okay? Please prepare the bed because there is no new patient. Then Francesca will carry out that order from the nursing supervisor. Then Francesca will be able to start after getting the instruction. That's the opening, right? After getting the instruction from your nursing supervisor, if there's a need for you to change and prepare the bed, then you go to your hand washing. Then you take all your linens and equipments from the supply room. After taking it, go directly to the room assignment. Okay? And then you just put directly to the side table all the linens or equipments used. So, in this time, you just have to start with because there's no patient, no interaction, right? No conversation. You start by putting your gloves, okay? Put your gloves, you just need to make sure you are protecting yourself because when you arrive on the patient's room, okay, basically some of the room of that patient, old linens are still on the bed. So that's your role is also to remove the old one before you put the new ones. Okay? So you just put your gloves first. And then you just have to put the side wheels down. Okay? Just make sure that the wheels are locked so that it will not move when you remove all the linens. Okay? So you put all these side wheels up and then wheels locked. Okay? Then this time, you start by removing, the pillowcase first. Remove the pillowcase. Put it into the center. Put this pillow on the side. Then this time, you can start by, let's just assume that all linens are here, okay? So all the 6 linens is already here, right? So, because we don't have much of this linen, so you have to untuck first all the sides of, the bed, untucked. So imagine that there's a rubber sheet, there's a cotton draw sheet, top sheet, blanket. Then you just have to roll together towards the center. Okay? Then once you rolled it, then you hold it. Once you hold it, make sure it should not touch your uniform to prevent contamination. Then these sold linens will go directly to your laundry basket. Make sure you have your laundry basket with you as well when you take all your equipments. So laundry basket, because this laundry basket will go directly to the laundry once you're done. Okay? So now, the mattress is empty. You are now getting your disinfectant. Okay? So together with your disinfectant, let's just assume that you have your cloth here, and then you just have to spray and disinfect, sanitize the mattress, because you're about to put the new ones, the new linens, right? Okay? So you disinfect. After disinfectant, then you are now about to put the new linens. Because these gloves are being used in touching the old one. Remove and then put a new gloves. And this is the time that you are about to touch the new linens. Okay? What is the first thing to be spread?
Bottom.
What's the use of the bottom sheet? To cover the mattress. Masyadong malaki yung bed. Okay? Only the foam or the mattress. Okay? So, you start with you take your bottom sheet with the new gloves. Start with one side, spreading in one side first. Okay? You finish one side before you go to the other side to save your time and your energy going back and forth. So what I did, I have to spread it half. You spread the half, and you tuck in the half of the linen from the bottom sheet is tucked in, and then the other one is rolled towards the center, because once you go to the other side, you just easily spread it out. Okay? So half will be rolled and tucked in, and then the other half will be rolled towards the center. Okay? And consideration in spreading the bottom sheet, make sure once you spread the bottom sheet, it should be wrinkle free. You need to flatten it. Wrinkle free because you're trying to prevent bed sore. Again, flatten, no wrinkle. Preventing bed sore. Okay? After the bottom sheet, then you are now going to take your what?
Rubber.
What's the use of this rubber sheet? Absorb any liquid from the patient's body. Then you are spreading now your rubber sheet. Half of it will be spread and tucked in, and then the other side will be rolled towards the center. Because once you go to the other side, it will be easy for you to spread out the other half. Okay? So you have the rubber sheets. It's a rubber. So to prevent some irritation from the rubber, you need to have your draw sheet, cotton draw sheet. Spread. Half will be rolled and half will be spread. Okay? And then you can now tuck in together. Consideration in tucking in, because most of us guys, we're complaining at the end of our shift when you're working in the hospital. Soon you will be experiencing that. Most of us or some of these healthcare workers are complaining of body pain, back pain, because they did not realize that they are creating their own pain, because they are not using their muscles well. You are not using your muscle well, because in order for you to prevent the body pain and back pain or any injury of your back, you need to always maintain what we call your body mechanics or correct body posture. Because usually, once we try to tuck in, we try to bend our back, right? And how many muscles are being used, are being wasted. And sometimes we try to reach out something, you try to, then, oh my God. And you can just grab a stool, right? And even when an object was being dropped, what is your initial response of picking up? You bend, right? Like this. And after. But you can prevent that back pain or any pain. When you grab something, you just have to establish your base support by stepping 1 foot forward, and then bend with your knees, and then pick up the object, and then stand, and then going back to the base support. In that sense, you are now limiting or you are now preventing any back pain. So in this sense of tucking in consideration, instead of bending into your back, you need to bend with your knees. Okay? By doing this. Tucking in. It looks awkward, but it helps. Right? Because usually, reklamo, right? But you are not thinking of, you are doing your own pain. You're creating your own pain. So tucking in, always observe proper body mechanics. Okay? So one side is done, then that's the time I can go to the other side. Spreading the other half of the linens. Continue spreading, starting with your bottom sheet. Okay? Then spread the other half of the rubber sheet. Then spread the other half of the draw sheet. Then tuck in, observe proper body mechanics. Bend with your knees, not with your back. Okay? Then your first 3 linens are already done. Okay? Now you go to your fourth one, which is your, what do you call this? Top sheet. This is on top, okay, of your patient once the patient is already on the bed. Okay? So how will you spread it? So when you spread, you can go to the center and then spread it. And then consideration in spreading the top sheet, you need to check the sides. We have 2 sides of this sheet. We have the good side, which is the smooth part, and then the bad part, which is the rough part. You can just check the stitches. So if stitches is out, that's the bad. Stitches is in, that's the good side. How will you spread? Make sure top sheet, the good side is facing down. Okay, the good side, the rough, the smooth is facing down, and the rough and the bad side is facing up. Why? Because once the patient will go inside, it will touch the good side to the patient's skin to prevent any irritation. Right? So to prevent skin irritation, good side should facing down and bad side is facing up. You get it? So you spread it like this. Ideally, it should not touch the floor. Okay? But most of the linens now that we're using, it's more on, it's bigger than the size of the bed. Okay? Some of them are being taken from the hotel as a remembrance. Gawain mo yan. Okay? So, some of them are just joking, but nevertheless, ideally should not touch the floor because it will contaminate, right? So, you just have to spread it like this and making sure that when you stand in the center, you are getting the equal sides of it. Okay? You just spread it, both sides. Okay, then take each side. So once you have the top sheet, see? Stitches out, that's the bad side. Facing up. Good side, down, because the patient will go inside. Okay? So now you are done with spreading the top sheet. On top of this top sheet will cover the patient and will give warmth, right? So to add more warmth to your patient, you grab your blanket, okay? Consideration in spreading this blanket because the patient, once the patient will go inside, the hands of the patient will touch the upper part, okay, of the blanket. So it should be the upper part or the good side is facing up because it will be touched by the patient's hand. Okay? The good side and the smooth part, it should be up, and then the bad side is facing down. Opposite to the top sheet, good side down, bad side up. Blanket, good side up, bad side down. Clear? Then you spread, same thing. You just have to take the center, the equal size of it. Okay. 2 sides. Okay. And now you're ready to do the folding or tucking in. So there are 3 types of fold, okay, in doing your bed making. The first is triangular fold from the shape triangle. where are you going to do the triangle fold? It's on the foot part of the edge of the bed. So here. Okay, how will you do that? First is, by the mechanics, you sweep the excess linens. Okay, you sweep and then you put it inside, and then you will have to measure from this point here. Okay, you measure 12 to 16 going to the center, 12 to 16 up to 18 inches measurement. So from this point, let's assume that this is the 12 to 16 up to 18 inches. You take this point, and then you take it up and making a triangle fold on the bed. You get me? From that point to this point, 12 to 16 up to 18 inches. And make a triangle fold onto the bed. Okay? So now you're together with the blanket and the top sheet. Okay? Then now, you are, after creating the triangle fold, then you are about to do the miter. You miter, this linens here should be swept inside. And then you put this down here. Then now you're creating a triangle fold. Then you do your tucking in. Body mechanics towards the center. Okay? So it should be towards the center. Then how many inches? 12 to 16 up to 18 inches. What's the fold name? Triangular fold. You do the same steps here. So you sweep. Okay? You measure from the edge 12 to 16. Make a triangle, fold into the bed. You miter. Then you put this down. Then you tuck in together. Okay, up to the center. Okay, so that's the first type of fold. The second type of fold is said that there's three, right? Second is do your fan folding. Where you do it? Where are you doing it? You're doing it on the head part of the bed. Together with the blanket and the top sheet, you create a fan fold as if you're making a pie, right? So create a 6 to 8 inches measurement. Okay, if it's too long, you just have to fold. Then you tuck in from this side. Then you go to that side. You continue and finish the fan fold. How many inches? 6 to 8 inches. How about the triangular fold? 12 to 16 up to 18 inches. Okay? So fan folding. Okay? And then that's the second type of fold. Let's go to your third type of fold. And this is called your horizontal toe pleat. Okay, from the word pleat, it's like, making a skirt, right? So you are just creating a horizontal toe pleat on the foot part of the bed. Okay? Together with your blanket and the top sheet, create a horizontal toe pleat in the measurement of 2 to 4 inches. What's the reason why you are creating a horizontal toe pleat? This will allow your patient's feet, or allow a space for your patient's feet to move freely when they go inside. Alright? So they can move because you are creating a space. Again, what do you call this? Horizontal toe pleat, 2 to 4 inches. You get it? What are the three types of fold? Triangular fold, 12 to 16 to up to 18 inches. Fan folding, 6 to 8 inches. Last is horizontal toe pleat, 2 to 4 inches, allowing a space for your patient's feet to move freely. Then the last one is the pillow. Okay? Changing the pillowcase. Okay? So consideration in inserting the new pillow, okay, is you have two ways. It's either you can fold like this, the pillow, or you can do like, you can insert your arm into the pillowcase, doing like this. And then you have to hold the two edges of the pillowcase and also holding the two edges of the pillow. Then insert. And consideration in inserting the pillowcase, avoid shaking. Okay? Because this will what? Or you are trying to prevent a spreading of microorganisms into the air. Huwag i-shake ha. Kasi tayo ay, syempre hindi natin alam. We don't know what's microorganisms, right? So you just have to just insert, slide it until pillowcase is inserted. Okay? So avoid shaking. Now, the new pillowcase is already inserted onto the pillow. So next is placing back the pillow onto the bed. Another consideration on placing back the pillow onto the bed. First is consider and check the location of the door. Where is your location? If the door is located on your right, then the open part of the pillow should be facing away from the door, opposite from the door. Okay? If the door is there, then the open part should be facing the other side. Why? Because this will prevent a direct entrance of the microorganisms into the pillow. Hindi siya nakaharap sa door. Kaharap siya away, opposite. Para yung microorganisms hindi diretso papasok. You get it? So that's the consideration in putting the pillow and the pillowcase back to the bed. So then that's how you end your changing of the linens, right? But we have two types of unoccupied bed. We have open and closed bed. How will you do your open bed? You're doing your open bed. Where's the door? If the door is there, you just have to create open bed. Create a triangle fold, okay, onto the side using your top sheet and the blanket. Create a triangle fold, okay. When are you doing your open bed? You are doing your open bed when the patient is already waiting. So that at least it will be easy for them to go inside. So nandun na sa ER, nagmamadali na. Prepare right now. So you are doing when you leave the room, you need to create an open bed because the patient is ready to occupy the bed. Okay? How are you doing your closed bed? Your closed bed, you just have to cover, okay, the bed with the pillow, just across the pillow until the end of the head of the bed. Okay? When are you doing it? You are doing it if there is no patient, or the patient is not ready. So basically, you are doing this after the patients got discharged. And then you ask by your supervisor, just because it smells bad, so you just have to change, because any moment, if the patient is ready to be admitted, we have a new bed ready, right? Closed bed, no patient ready. Open bed, patient is ready to occupy. Create a triangle fold on the side and then cover the pillow or the head part if it's closed bed. Then, after that, you will be doing your formal closing. For your formal closing, you just have to, because no patient, no side rails, right? You just have to gather all the soiled linens, take the laundry basket with you, okay? Make sure it's not touching your uniform to avoid contamination. Take it with you, go directly to the laundry, put it onto the laundry room. Then you go back to your station, you remove your gloves, okay? Do your hand washing, okay? And you report back to your supervisor. Madam, room number 1 is ready. Then your supervisor will call the ER. Okay, please take your patient now, or the patient to room number whatever room number assigned. Okay, that's how you do your unoccupied bed. Next meeting.